Welcome back to Conquest of Planet Earth. This is the beginning of turn 2. I'm playing using the Apocalypse expansion, and last time we took over the Army Air Base. So let's begin. The first thing we do here, it's the start of the command phase, is we see how many action points we're going to have. So we roll a d6 and see how many action points we're going to have to spend for this turn. And 2. That's not great. However, first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use this card, and it says choose a player, which will be me, to immediately gain alien menace tokens equal to their current terror total. And my current terror total is 2 because of this location. So I've been using that card, and I'm going to be getting 2 more alien menace tokens. So I'm collecting quite a pile of alien menace tokens. And of course, my special ability with them is I'm allowed to not lose one of my ships if I lose a fight. So with 2 movements, I'm just going to move the 2 ships down here to this location. And then that is basically using up all of my actions. So now we're going to resolve the location. So what location do we find down there? Oh boy, I'm finding all kinds of exciting things. We find the electrical power plant. It says any alien that moves to this location is destroyed on a d6 roll of a 1 or 2. Alright. Well, I did move 2 ships here. So I'm going to roll 2 dice, 1 for each ship. Every 1 or 2 destroys a ship. And I got 1, 1. However, I'm going to use my energy shields. And I can spend 1 alien menace token, of which I have many, at any time to prevent any one alien from being destroyed. So I spend that, and my alien ship is not destroyed by the power plant. Good stuff. I'm liking that ability. Okay, and all we have down here at the power plant is a 1. So we're just going to have 1 fight. So let's take a look at the resistance. Who is down there? We have some U.S. Army artillery around the power plant. Okay, interesting. Let's hope the shot doesn't go astray. And it says strength of 4, barrage. At the start of each fight round, roll a d6 for each alien in the same and adjacent spaces. Ooh. Then an alien. That alien is destroyed on a 1 or 2. So wow, double whammy. So right off the bat, I'm going to do the 2. So 1s and 2s are going to try to destroy a ship again. A 6 and a 3. Not going to happen. So adjacent will be our U.S. Army base. So I'm going to roll 1 dice for that. A 1 or 2, it could be destroyed. A 6 and adjacent is our center landing zone. A 1 or 2, and that one could be destroyed. And that's a 2. And yeah, I'm going to allow that one to be destroyed. Or should I? No, I'm going to spend an alien menace token and use my shields again to stop that from happening. Okay, whew. They have a strength of 4. Down here I have 2 ships giving me a strength of 8. So they have a 4, I have an 8. I'm red, they're white. Let's see what happens. I roll a 6, and if you roll a 6, it is considered a crushing victory. So it wouldn't matter what their strength was, I would get a crushing victory. However, I blow the artillery away. And it was only the 1 fight I needed to do to take that location. And so I have now just conquered this location. And that gives me, it's got a 2 on here, 2 more terror points. And now that I think about it, I should not have spent that card till next turn. But anyway, I may lose these. It's hard to say. Okay, so that is the end of the battle phase. And now it is the draw phase, where I get to draw a card if I want to. And I'm just taking a look at this card. I may actually toss this one away. It's cost 3 action. You know what? I'm just going to get rid of that card. And now that allows me to draw 2 cards. So the first card I draw is Whirling Strike. Okay. And it says play during a fight to have either side roll an extra fight dice and use the highest roll. Okay. To use either side, so I can choose myself. And the next one I have is Coordinated Attack, which I think probably is going to be meaningless. Until the end of the game round, your aliens in a fight Or all aliens in cooperative play may roll an extra fight dice and choose which to use. Ooh, that's pretty good. So a couple of pretty decent cards for me. All right, that ends my turn, and now we're going to go into the resistance phase. Okay, so I moved the camera up a little bit here so I can try to get the two boards in here. So now it is the resistance phase, and what we do in the resistance phase, of course, the first thing we do is we draw a resistance event card. And so I will take a look at that. And again, the only thing we're looking at is the little red text at the bottom. And this one says, draw a human tech card and put it into play. Huh. That's not fair. Okay. So we just draw a human tech card, and it now goes into play, and it says reverse engineering. So human tech, draw a space stuff card and place it here. Ignore the card's normal game text. Instead, if the space stuff is a weapon or ally, all military resistance and all resistance counters are now strength +1. Otherwise, all resistance heroes now add an extra +1 strength. Wow, that's a nasty thing. So we draw a space stuff card, which is this one, and it is Menacing Bug Eyes. And it says at the start of your turns, gain 1 alien menace token. Okay, so reading back on this again, I think it just means all resistance heroes now add +1 extra strength. Okay, so this is going to add +1 resistance to all heroes. So when heroes show up, we just automatically add a 1 to them. So I'll leave that down here so I can remember. Well, that was not very good. So that was the resistance event card. Now we check for location liberation. And again, what I forgot to mention last time is if there's a token on a space, with no alien ships, then it would be liberated. But that's not happening. And now we move the human tech track. Well, the human tech track is sitting at 2. It is now moving up to 3. And as we can see, there is a red indicator there, which means we need to randomly draw a resistance token. So we'll do the north first. It's going to show up on 2, and the 2 is the very top. So we reach in here, grab a random token, and we grab some rangers. And the rangers are going to push the infantry into the historical monument site. And in our location down here, we get a 6, which is right here. And so that is going to be some tanks showing up. Now the tanks are pushing this infantry right into my landing zone, and I happen to have a ship there right now. So we're going to have to resolve this battle immediately. Well, I have a strength of 4. The infantry has a strength of 3, and let's resolve the battle. So, whoops, that was a 5. So the infantry, so they have an 8, and I have a 6. However, I can... Why don't I use the Whirling Strike card? Play during a fight to have either side roll an extra fight dice and use the highest roll. So I'm going to roll at my dice again, and this time I get a 4. So that is going to give us a tie because they're going to have an 8, I'm going to have an 8. So it means we're going to have to re-roll again. And this time they get a crushing victory. So I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to lose the ship. They can have that spot for now. I will get rid of them on a later turn. All right, so far not so good for me. Okay, that was moving the human tech track, which put some tokens out on the board. And now resistance move, if any. Well, none of the tokens are actually mobile, so they will not be moving. That's not going to happen. And a resistance barrage, there's no artillery out and no special abilities. And now the last thing is to roll for a tech breakthrough. They're going to be rolling 1 dice. They don't need any more tech breakthroughs. They already got one for free. And if they roll a 6, they will get a human tech. And that's a 1. So they're not getting a human tech. Okay, that is the end of turn 2. We've managed to take over the electric power plant. We've lost our landing site to these irritating infantry, but I'm sure we'll be able to get that back next turn. They dropped some tanks down here. And it looks like their historical monument is now being protected by Marines and infantry. All right, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Join me next time when the Vento Star Empire continues its devastation of planet Earth. Thanks for watching.